Cybercrime. Last week I talked a little bit about phishing, and actually it was just a little bit. So today I want to talk a little bit more about it and also give you some solutions. Cybercrime is the wave of the future, so to speak. Some of us remember when the first TVs came out. A few of us, maybe, when the first TVs came out.
No, I'm not admitting that.
Anybody remember those?
Yeah.
I remember it.
Oh, yes.
I remember it. Well, we've come a long way, baby, because now there's computers. I was reading a quote from a famous bank robber, and he was asked, well, why do you rob banks? He says, well, that's where the money is. Cybercrime is the new wave of the future because before a criminal to do his job or for you to be victimized by a criminal, he had to get up in your face. He had to be there physically and confront you in some way to knock you down and steal your purse or grab your credit cards. There had to be a communication, a contact. Well, with computers, he can be over here. He doesn't even have to deal with you personally. He can work from home. We all want to work from home. Now they can work from home. And that's what they're doing and figuring out all these ways to work from home and still steal and go where the money is. And it's very difficult to know how to deal with these people or how to stop it because we're just playing with our computers, having a great old time. We go to work and we do our job on the computer. How are we supposed to deal with this? And I told you a few of the things that they've come up with, right? Before it used to be, we had malware. We're all familiar with that. That's the Trojans and the software that goes onto your computers. We didn't have to worry about that too much because they were after the big guys with the big money. Now then they went to phishing. And phishing is where they go and they just gather data, information that they can use. It used to be that they would fish and gather data about the big guys. Well, they don't need to anymore. Only a small percentage of cybercrime hits the big guys and goes to the banks. The real money is in the banks and in the financial institutions. The other money is in stealing information, stealing details about different people, getting your credit card information and selling it. That's where the other money is. And then taking some of this information and buying goods and services, that sort of thing. So then they got really sophisticated and developed spear phishing. Narrowing the target. Business-wise and policy-wise, you've got to give them a little bit of, this is very clever. Now they're spear phishing. They can narrow the target. They can narrow in on names that are kind of familiar. There's over 800,000 emails a day that are out there spear phishing and phishing. 800,000. This last 2 years, I think it was last year, 09 or 10, bank robberies were, I had some statistics on them. Let me just tell you about these. Bank robberies were down. This is a good thing. I believe there was only about in the thousands, probably 25 million in money stolen. Not a whole lot. Cybercrime hitting large institutions like that. We're talking in the multi-millions. Losses to cybercrime in 09, in 06 it was 198 million. In 09 it was up to 559 million. Cybercrime. This is the big guys. But there's two different kinds. You and I have to deal with the smaller, the identity theft that's inconvenient, right? And now they also, of course, Las Vegas. I'm not going to compare them with cybercrime particularly, but there's also a new one. Whale fishing. Anybody been to Vegas?
Sure.
You know what a whale is, right? Mm-hmm. So you can kind of get an idea of what you're talking about here. You notice someone mentioned last week. Whale, it's the big guy. It's the guy with the big money. It's the big guy. It's the corporate executives, the senior guys, right? So now there are some things that you can do about this. Policy is the theme today. Let's talk about some policy. As a business or as a person, you can implement some policy into your life and into the workstations at the office. Just some basic computer usage policy. We talked about that, right? You don't use it for personal stuff. There's also an enforcement policy. You can put it in on yourself. Make sure your kids aren't doing certain things, aren't following up. If someone sends them an email, they don't just open up links. If someone suggests something, you just don't go there. So there's enforcement policy that you can put in, both at work and at home, to follow up on the usage policy to make sure that you're covered. There's also monitoring policy, where you have it set where you check things periodically. And then there's also an educational policy, training people to what to look for and how to recognize this kind of thing. I'd like to do a whole one just on some of the ways you can recognize. Don't have time for that today, but this gives you an overall guide as to some of the kinds of policy you can put in to protect yourself and protect your company from phishing attacks and from cybercrime. Thank you.